I'm to do a little bit on the wooden dummy today. It's been a few months, and one thing you find when you do Wing Chun, and you know, whether it's drills or wooden dummy, you really need to have your bare arms exposed for the conditioning, right? And for just the dynamic, because a lot of the Wing Chun dynamic is intercepting an arm, but then kind of sticking with the skin. And so, like my instructor Eddie Chong, he wouldn't really have to grab you. He would just stick to you, and his skin would almost like reach out and grab you, his skin. So he would pull back like a jut sow, and it would yank you, pull your arm down and yank you forward without any kind of grab, right? So he would just have this skin thing. And you know, that's what we learn on the wooden dummy with the jut sow, is we kind of have this pulling with the skin, right? And for some reason, the other lineages don't really have that. They're trying to pull with the hand, right? And so it's just this pulling with the skin. And so you really need to have that when you're training with Wing Chun. So you can't really do stuff with sleeves on, because you don't get that feeling of the skin pulling, right, and sticking. And that's the main thing that we want to do, is to kind of stick and smother their movement. So if they're trying to move really fast, you know, we're kind of sticking and in the way and smothering that, right? And so that's why we have a lot of these kind of sticking and pulling movements, where, you know, with the hand it's called lap sow, but you know, the movement itself is called like a jut sow, which is that kind of pull and release, right? What's interesting is I don't see too many wooden dummy sets where they end it. They do different things when they kind of end the set, right? They'll do different things, but nobody really does the same double jut sow. That comes from underneath, above, pulls in, double palm, double con sow, right? So it's a top sow, and you really get a lot of power. But hardly anybody does this on the wooden dummy. I don't know why. The other lineages don't have that. But anyway, so again, we're kind of tightening the butt, getting in our Wing Chun stance, so we can get the power from the ground to come up through into your arms, right? And so we do that on these little drills that we do, as we work on that. Usually I have cross members that are a little bit thinner, so it moves the wooden dummy back. But these are stiff, and so the whole stand's moves. You can see, if I'm just standing normal, I kind of have a hard time without that power coming back into me when I push, right? And that's even with knowing about elbow power, because most people, they hit, and it's like that. They hit pretty hard, but it doesn't penetrate, right? So Wing Chun teaches you to get the butt tucked in, to get the spine and that kind of sticking into the ground behind the elbow, to put that power into the wooden dummy, or put that power into the opponent, right? So one of my first lessons under Eddie Chong is he came up and he's all, oh, do a palm strike on the wooden dummy, right? So I was used to Shaolin, so I'm like doing like a Shaolin strike, and it was just coming right back into me. And you know, from here, they said, no, do it from here, from your fingers touching. You know, work on that, develop that elbow power from there. So what's happening is I'm hitting it, it's elbow power, but it's connecting to my legs and my spine about the same time. So I'm actually feeling the strike in the ground. When I strike, I'm actually feeling it in my legs. You know, so it's almost like I'm bracing with my legs and pushing something up with my legs, right? But it's all within the Wing Chun stance. Anyway, just some ideas.